Today we're going to talk about equations that have variables on both sides. As I'm doing these problems, please just write them on a piece of notebook paper for notes and either keep them in your notebook or put them in your binder if you have a binder for our class. So the first equation we're going to look at is 3x plus 2 equals 5x minus 8. We have variables on different sides of the equation. We have a variable on the left side, and we have a variable on the right-hand side. You need to move them so they are together. You will move by adding or subtracting. I could technically move 3x, 2, 5x, or negative 8 as my first step. I will move the variable terms together. Sometimes they will be eliminated, and it might be confusing otherwise. So I'm going to subtract 5x from each side. So I have negative 2x plus 2 equals negative 8. These zero out. And now it looks like a two-step equation we've already solved. I could either move the negative 2, the coefficient, or the constant positive 2. I'm going to subtract 2 from each side. So I have negative 2x equals negative 10. Divide both sides by negative 2, and x equals positive 5. Okay, equation 2, we're going to solve 10x equals negative 8x plus 1. This one looks slightly different than the last one because the left side of our equation does not have a constant. Since these x's, these 10x's are already alone, I would move this as my first step. To move a negative 8x, I would add 8x to both sides. So I would have 18x equals positive 1, and now I can divide both sides by 18, and I will have x equals 1/18. Okay, equation 3, let's say I have 4 minus y equals 8 plus 2y. Once again, I can move either variable or either variable term or either of the constant terms of 4 and 8. I'm going to move the variable terms. I'm going to move positive 2y by subtracting 2y. If you don't see a coefficient, you can always put a 1 in front. So I have 4 minus 3y equals 8. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Subtract 4 from each side, so I have negative 3y equals positive 4. Divide both sides by negative 3, and I have y equals negative 4/3. Okay, example 4. Let's say I have 5 plus 2y equals 5y minus 8 minus 3y. First thing I would do is combine my variable terms on this side. So I have 5 plus 2y equals 2y minus 8. Now I would move my variable terms together. So I have negative 2y. I'm going to subtract 2y on each side. That zeroes out. This zeroes out. You no longer have variables, and you have 5 equals negative 8. 5 does not equal negative 8, so this is an example of no solution. Okay, last example. Once again, you have common variables. On the same side, those I would combine. So I have 4 plus 2y equals 2y plus 4. Hopefully you see that you have the exact same expression on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. But if you continue to solve by subtracting 2y, we end up with 4 equals 4. When you get something equal to itself, that's called the identity. 4 does equal 4, so that means there are infinite solutions. So you can substitute anything you can think of for x, or for y, sorry, and you would come out with the exact same thing because you really have the same expression on both sides. All right, be ready to play or do an activity tomorrow with this information. Thanks for watching.